It has been billed as a rivalry night. San Diego Loyal visits Orange County SC just 1 month after a fiery clash that saw 3 goals and 2 red cards. And there's a lot at stake tonight with San Diego hoping to maintain its position as one of the best in the West, while Orange County is looking to re-enter the playoff race. From Championship Soccer Stadium alongside USL and MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa, happy to be with you on ESPN Plus for tonight's matchup presented by Massage Matters. As we take a look at the standings, it's a bit odd to see this, but Orange County is at the bottom of the West right now, looking up at everybody else, including second place San Diego.
And talking to Richard Chappell earlier this week, he said he knows it has not been good enough in terms of results. Opportunity now. Playoffs are coming around the corner. They have to be almost perfect to have a chance, and it starts here tonight at home against San Diego Loyal. Expect them to come out motivated on the front foot tonight. One
of those nights where the performance was better, but the result still wasn't quite there for Orange County was when these teams met last month. There were 3 goals, as I mentioned, 2 for San Diego, 1 for Orange County, and of course, that melee that saw multiple red cards handed out. Big win that night for San Diego.
And there's just so much talent on this play. Talking to Traplo, Landon Donovan, they said, look, it was really weird. Obviously, you see what happened there. Teams playing with 10 men for a majority of the time. First time in a lot of the careers, coaching-wise, playing-wise, whatever it may be. I'm expecting a different game, but really competitive. Here's one tonight.
Now, one thing we could maybe expect tonight, goals. San Diego as a team lead USL Championship with 46 goals on the season. Orange County, despite their struggles, they're just outside the top 10 themselves.
And you talk about San Diego Loyal. They can hurt you in so many different ways, so many rotations, so many roles, and players understand in the style of football that Landon Donovan wants to play, the talent that he has on this roster. They are a scary team. That's why they're leading the league in goal scoring.
14 of the 32 goals for Orange County, almost 50%. belong to one man, and that man is Milan Iloski. He is tonight's Omega Accounting player to watch.
And then when the striker is on a roll, when it's confident, when he's getting the chances, it's a scary thing. Talking to everyone around the league, they said this guy is a full striker, can come to feet, can combine, can score all single types of goals. He's going to be the focal point for Orange County tonight, and if they have a chance to grab 3 points, you know Milan Iloski is going to have a big say in that.
Now, Iloski turned 23 yesterday. As some would say, it's the Jordan year, so maybe he gets on the score sheet tonight to celebrate that. It's a must-win nearly for Orange County as Richard Chaplow's side takes on Landon Donovan's. These two always produce fun evenings. Do we have another one on tap? It's Orange County and San Diego next on ESPN+.
Run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
Shovels.
Where did you come from?
Ever find a body?
What? No.
Did you contact 811?
Who are you?
Did you know it's the law?
Why is a child yelling at me?
What if you hit a gas line? Who pays to fix it? Do you? Does my neighbor? Can you go to jail? How much is bail?
It's good to ask questions, like did you contact 811 before digging?
Are we going to jail? I don't know.
This match is brought to you by Massage Matters, the official massage therapy partner of OCSC. Take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Kimco Staffing. Richard Chaplow, it's a familiar bunch that's finally getting healthy and finally rounding into form.
And I'm looking at the middle three, Powders, Peterson, Partita. Those are the players that are going to dictate tempo, get on the ball, get the confidence within the team, move the ball from left to right, give the service to Okoli and Iloski. Those are your magic players. You want them confident in and around the 18-yard box, really motivated, really talented starting 11 for Richard Chaplow.
On the other side for Landon Donovan, one thing that was left out of any chats we had with him or any reports beforehand, no Vassell in the 11 or on the bench, so they will do without their leading scorer tonight.
10 goals and 2 assists on the year, but you don't need him. Look at the roster. Look how much talent it is. Is that Colin Martin's going to drop in front of that back line. Charlie Adams is going to push up a little bit higher. Guido as well, and get that support to Mong. You have Moshabani and Moon on the widths. So much firepower for San Diego Loyal and Landon Donovan tonight.
Elton Garcia in charge of this one. Orange County against San Diego for the second time this season. We're underway from Irvine. It's Orange County in their orange and black from right to left. San Diego in the white from left to right. Alongside Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Happy to be with you tonight. And seemingly happy to be here as well. The San Diego supporters down there right behind where the ball is right now seem to have traveled quite the contingent for this one. Okay, Vegas, a name you'll get used to hearing tonight. The goalkeeper for San Diego, such a big part of what they do in the build-up, almost plays as an extra center back.
When you have a keeper that's so comfortable with the ball at his feet, talking to Landon Donovan, he says it's such a big part of what we do. We want to be on the ball. We want to pull the players of our opposition to come forward. And that's when you're able to break lines when you have a keeper. It's just a value to have that you can spring balls and spread attacks.
Up the right side, Kasipli. Villanueva almost on the return ball from Powers. Colin Martin, part of a very strong midfield for the Loyal. Now Grant Stoneman and Kyle Adams on the back line. Through for Guido, picks up the head, has some space, slots it through, hoping for Among. You wonder tonight how the shape changes, how some of the ideas morph without Vassell in the mix.
Well, there's just so much talent, so much rotation in the middle third for Landon Donovan. We see Guido dropping in a bit deeper. It's going to push up Moshabani and Jack Blake on the right-hand side. Just so much fluidity. Players seeing the rotation, playing as they see fit. It's really high IQ level of football for the Loyal side.
Here's Villanueva. Through Powers. Now Iloski. Kasipli. Every time that a player like Iloski touches the ball around the 18, everybody collapses to him and leaves somebody like Kasipli open.
Just requires so much attention, and he has the spatial whereabouts, the vision just to lay this ball off. Kasipli steps up to it. It's a bright early start for Orange County. You can see the confidence for Richard Chapel's side. Well, there's through playing the point of attack, moving the ball from left to right. Kasipli has been at the thick of it. See Iloski, you want him right on top of that 18-yard box. You're asking Richard Chapel, this is what you want. You want them on the ball, talking to both coaches. It was a battle to see who's going to really dictate tempo and possession going into this match. So far, it's been Orange County.
Powers and Partita. Power is such a big part of the run to the title last year. Started 13 of 14 appearances, and now returns on loan for the remainder of this season. Charlie Adams caught that one wrong. Landon Donovan looks on. We'll take a look at tonight's injury report brought to you by Zulfagari Law. Couple out still for Orange County, none reported for San Diego. Orozco. Ever since Orange County has been a bit more committed to this three-back system, call it a five-back if you will, with Casipli and Villanueva as the wingbacks, they've had more success, and the flag comes up on Akoli. He seemed to know. He was hesitant once he got to the ball. But this is part of it. They swing it around the back. 3 passes later up the right wing, ends up at the feet of Akoli.
When you have the wingbacks that really hug the touchlines with Villanueva, Casipli, really spreads out their opposition, that's going to leave a little bit of gaps for Powers, Partita, Peterson to operate in, to go in between the lines, to break lines. You see Iloski dropping in, Akoli stretching the back line. It's a really good understanding from that front two playing together. And that's the way you're going to break down the San Diego Loyal defensive unit. Make them chase the ball, make them run out of position. You have to have a lot of communication with the movement in the middle of the field for Orange County as well.
Over the top to a charging Moshabane, who timed it perfectly. Flag stayed down. Moshabane goes down. And no call made. Scoring 4 of the last 6. Had a good chat with Landon Donovan about what Moshabane brings to the table. As a whole, the attacking unit this year has been much better. It's a challenge for opposing teams now when they take on San Diego's front group, because you don't know who to key in on. In the past, people would key in on Corey Herzog, Augie Williams, Irvin Power going all the way back to their first year as a club. But now with the likes of Vassell and Among up top to occupy so many defenders with their presence, it opens up space for others like Moshabane. Flies under the radar, nobody pays attention to him, and all he's done this year is score 6 goals. It's a teammate of yours at Lansing a couple of years back. He scored 10 that year. He scored 10 last year. At some point, people got to start paying attention to Moshabane.
He's such a talented player, such a big part of what Landon Donovan wants to do going forward. Really clever in his movement. Like you said, players don't really recognize and understand how good he is once he hurts you, and at that time, it's far too late. Likes to live and die in the pocket, very comfortable combining, can beat you on the dribble. He's gonna get on the ball, he's gonna be extremely confident. You see, he's a player that wants the ball. Starting on that top line, drops back, just to get a touch, he's very comfortable as well. When he drops back, it's gonna leave spaces for Guido to advance into a higher line. It's just so hard to defend this Loyal side. There's so much movement, so much rotation in the middle of the field.
Played up the left side, but the flag goes up, gives us a chance to take a deeper look at tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Easy Fleet GPS, keeping your fleet on track. You got for us, Ricky.
Orange County, be organized and balanced. Organized in a way that you don't want to get beat from San Diego, breaking your lines of defensive units, and organized, obviously, when you go forward, not to get caught in transition. And for the Loyal, Iloski, we highlighted him in the open, a man that is on fire. You don't want him to get confident, especially on top of that 18-yard box. You want to limit his service, his movement, and his touches in dangerous areas.
Orozco not on the same page as Villanueva. Jack Blake gets it back into play. Jack Blake on the season, just starting his 10th match, 16th appearance overall. Has missed some time, and they've missed him. And here's again a good look at that new tweak that San Diego has employed over the last month or so. Coque Vegas essentially up there as an extra center back. When they build out, it gives them a chance to put an extra player up in the attack, be it Nick Moon, be it Kyle Adams or an Elijah Martin, somebody on that back line who can now take a few steps further forward, which has a domino effect. Defender takes a further step forward, a midfielder could go further up the field. Now it allows one of the strikers to create more space. It all stems from Vegas coming up from his goalkeeping area. And then Donovan mentioned, while other teams will just have their goalies sit back, we'll do that and take the advantages every day of the week. Now here's Iloski, Milan Iloski, looking to tie for the Golden Boot lead, and he's done it! A day after his birthday, he scores his 15th.
And we highlighted him in the open for a reason. Good pick out here from Partita to understand it's a 1v1 between Iloski and Grant Stoneman. First of all, really good defending. But Iloski gets a second bite at the apple, and he's not going to make a mistake twice. Grant Stoneman stands his ground. Really good block on that first one. No help defensively for the Loyal. Late to understand, you can't give the time and space for Milan Iloski inside your 18-yard box. Good clean finish to that far post. This man is on fire, and he knows it. Look at that face. Only business for number 7 in orange tonight.
You don't really have to celebrate much when you're so used to scoring like that. 15 on the season. And he's got himself a chance now to make some noise in the Golden Boot race. Coming into the day, Orange County had 3 games in hand on the Oakland Roots, who at the beginning of the day had the Golden Boot leader in Otar Carlson. But they don't play until August the 13th now. Can San Diego get it right back? Wise to it is Shuttler, and that goal was brought to you by Hogue.
Gurley and Donovan, you're going to be a bit confused as why it's a 1v1 going back the other way.
What was your key to the game again for San Diego?
I don't think they heard me that. But when you have Iloski, you have a player like Iloski, especially in that final third, you need to have cover, you need to have help. It's 1v1, Grant Stoneman starting at 25 yards out. Where's the help? Where's Kyle Adams? Where's Elijah Martin? Nowhere to be found. You get punished for it. The man right there is full of confidence. He's not going to need a second invitation to pull the trigger.
You know, San Diego is going to come across a handful of chances tonight. You don't accidentally end up as the league leader in terms of total goals, but they go down early, and it's something they knew they'd have to be wary of tonight. Landon Donovan heaped the praise on Milan Iloski. The word he used was ruthless. Guido dead on. Among slips through. Among puts it wide. The whistle blew.
This is what you get from Guido as well, especially in the middle of the field. So powerful in the way that he runs. Very good physical presence. Among uses his body extremely well. Shoves off Hoffman, so unlucky, pulls it a bit too wide.
Landon Donovan, no stranger to finding goal-scoring grooves himself during his career. And he said he knows what it feels like when you have a player like Iloski right now. They feel like every ball they touch is going to end up in the back of the net. And all you have to do is, again, easier said than done. Keep an eye on them at all times, commit 2 defenders to them. But somebody missed some assignment there. Partita noticed it was a 1v1. And now it's 1 in the back of the net.
And you would think the San Diego Loyal and their defensive unit, Grant Stoneman does enough just to hold him up. Doesn't leave his feet only when he needs to, and he blocks the initial shot from Iloski. That should give time for his teammates to recover, have that numbers around the ball. It's really odd that there's no second defender coming in, and Iloski makes the most of it. It's all about the response from San Diego Loyal. Obviously, away from home, hostile environment. OC is full of confidence at the moment. What's the next 5-10 minutes look like? Get your feet on the ball, get through the attacking movements through Charlie Adams, Colin Martin, your special players that dictate tempo, that pull the strings. Haven't really found the footing that we've come to see throughout the San Diego Loyal season so far.
And if you're just joining us about a quarter of an hour in, the goal scored early on by Milan Iloski in the 10th minute, and you'll notice no Kyle Vassell on the other side for San Diego. No official word as to his whereabouts in this one. So they're missing their leading scorer, and now it's the league's leading scorer surging through. He wanted a penalty call, probably didn't deserve one. There wasn't much there. Good step by Powers, flicked along by Partita. Orozco almost emerged with it. A lot more falls on the shoulders now of Tomas Amang. No longer able to pass some of that pressure along to Vassell. And part of what has made this attack so dangerous all season long, as Len Donovan told us, is those two players occupying so much attention that it opens doors for Nick Moon, for Tumi Moshabane. Now you're down Vassell, and there's a trickle-down effect as far as the impacts on the rest of the players out there. Iloski not going to give up on any ball with the form he's in.
It just seems like they're not on the same page at the moment, this Loyal side. Breaking down through the middle of the field. See Amang, not your typical target man to play into, to play off of. Very pacey, very skillful in the movement that he does around the corners, off the shoulders of center backs. So what does that look like? You have to get on the ball if you're Alejandro Guido as well in the pockets, to really be that link-up play between Charlie Adams, Colin Martin, to get Amang in those situations. Moshabani as well. Those are players that are gonna need to find those gaps and where to operate, pull players out of position and break lines in their passing, whether it's dribbling. Give credit to Orange County. So far, 17 minutes into this match, really defensively organized, 5-4-1. Iloski shifting out to the left-hand side next to Partita, Powers, Peterson as well, making it really hard in this low block, clogging down the middle lanes. You see, it's Loyal finding it hard to have any rhythm so far in this match.
Kasiple forces the issue. Hoffman gets it to Akoli. Akoli somehow finds a way along the sideline, plays it in toward Villanueva, headed away by Kyle Adams. Here's Hoffman. Just joined at the end of June. Kasiple lobs it back. Partita lays it off. Powers, another recent acquisition. It's a theme for Orange County. That's why Landon Donovan said that this is not the same Orange County team they played a month ago. He went as far as saying if this were the roster all season long for Orange County, they'd easily be a top 4 team in the Western Conference, which is why they are not to be taken lightly down the stretch here. Coming into the night, they were 9 points back of a playoff position. They're in last place at the moment, but they are by no means done, especially with the way their upcoming schedule looks.
It's a bit of a heavy touch here. His power just comes through. There's no ill will. He pulls out at the last minute. And Amang is always going to feel contact. When he feels contact, he's going to go down. It could have been a lot worse, but give credit to Dylan Powers pulling out when he knows he's beaten. It's far too gone.
Villanueva wins it. Poor giveaway in the middle. Won by Martin, now Moshabane. Give and go. Moshabane, wide. Here's Blake. Good service just out of the reach of Amang. Still alive. Moon. Off to Martin. Drags it wide.
A little glimpse of how good San Diego Loyal are going forward. A little combination play in the middle of the field. Gets sprung out to Jack Blake here. Really good ball, trying to bend this into the path of a white jersey. I think Nick Moon takes a bit too long here just to play this ball back to Colin Martin and pulls it wide. Just a movement, the understanding to pull players in, then spray the ball wide, the ball in from Blake as well. Be extremely disciplined, organized Orange County. You can just see how good the Loyal are going back the other way.
Here's Iloski going 1-on-4. Now uses the help out wide. Akoli was waiting for the service. Was it necessary to get a touch to that? You see the miscommunication between Stoneman and Coque Vegas having words with each other now as Stoneman makes his way back to the pack. It'll be a corner for Orange County. Corners are brought to you by Corner Bakery. First of the evening for the home side, already staked to a 1-0 lead.
And it's now time for the Corner Bakery and corner kick.
Seth Kasipli will take it. Kasipli's service. It was there for Skendi. Ends up in the hands of Vegas. Amon commits the foul. CSC fans, this summer is the time to get out for some fun at Championship Stadium here in Irvine. Join for a 3-match homestand starting with games on August 6th, 12th, and 17th. Dollar beers, cheap eats, kids carnivals, fireworks, and more. Grab your tickets now at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets. That's orangecountysoccer.com/tickets. If you say dollar beers and fireworks, then I'm there. I need nothing else.
You have a +1 to take me?
Why are you assuming I'm going to pick you?
Hopeful.
Well, it was +1 for the goal total of Milan Iloski back in the 10th minute. And we still stand at that scoreline. Very physical early on. There's always some heat between these two teams. Hopefully we don't see what we saw last time, which turned out to be an MMA fight between Vassell and Longmire.
Something that the Loyal's so good at. You have Blake on this right-hand side, Nick Moon on the other side. Players that have the ability to come into the pockets, like to stay wide, stretch out their opposition. They have the ability to also... Bad turnover here. Just have the ability to spring the ball over the course of 60, 70 yards. And it's such a value to have as you're shipped to one team over to one side through combination play, through short passes. You have a player that's able to change your point of attack. And you go out the other way. It's really value to have for Landon Donovan's side.
Out wide to Moon. In for Guido. Kept alive by Blake, but Villanueva quick to it. And he wins it back for Orange County. Much to the dismay of Blake. Well worked to get it out of a tight space, and now Iloski is brought to the ground. Richard Chaplow was very happy with the way this team performed last week. They finally had that breakthrough they were looking for. It came on the road against LA Galaxy 2. Called it a massive relief to finally have a night like that. It makes the rest of your Saturday night and Sunday feel that much better. And it's a feeling that he hasn't enjoyed too much this year. He noted that this team has been far too often this year close, but still far away from the ultimate goals. It was the second game this year they've had where they ran away with the final scoreline. The last time they followed that up, it was a 5-1 win against Tulsa in early May. They followed that with 2 draws and 4 losses. He was quick to point that out. A win like that against LA Galaxy 2 means nothing if you follow it up the same way you did your massive win against FC Tulsa. Already a positive start, though, to the next one after that Los Dos beatdown from last week. Space for Villanueva.
And again, it's just a simple run down the middle. If Partida gets on the end of this ball, it's a 1v1 with Kyle Adams going the other way. It's to be a bit better in terms of coverage for the Loyal. It's far too easy just to break down and go 1v1 with the center back. Whether it's Colin Martin, Charlie Adams needs to lock down the middle of the field and play that support system, that security blanket in front of the back line.
Left Coast Brewing is the official watch party partner of OCSC. You can catch all OCSC away games televised at Left Coast in Irvine, located less than 5 minutes away from Championship Stadium. Here's Moon. Moshabani looked over the wrong shoulder. He looked left. The pressure came from the right shoulder. It's Orozco in some unfamiliar territory right now. And he looked like he was a center back all the way atop the formation there. They do get a free kick out of it.
The sloppy turnover in the middle of the field from the Loyal. Good pick out from Orozco to come off his line and pick the pocket up to Moshabani. Then Colin Martin just comes through. Because simply it's a good opportunity now. Orange County, this ball in front of Koke Vegas. That's questions, causes a bit of chaos right in front of the goalkeeper. Aiming for between that penalty spot and that 6-yard box. Look at goal. Plethora of options here for Orange County.
On the outskirts of where you'd see a shot versus a cross, and with 3 still standing over it. Could be something they've got cooked up from the training ground. Iloski, Peterson, Villanueva. 3 options. It's Iloski, it's deflected. Vegas makes the stop. Not how he drew it up, still almost as effective. Headed right into the path of Moshabane by Peterson. He's taken down, edge of the area, but I believe just outside the area. And that is the call. Yellow card given to Partida. Free kick given to San Diego. And you could see from that camera shot right there, it was maybe 6 inches away from being placed 12 yards out.
This is so good from Tumi Moshabani. He puts this ball across Partida, makes the defender make a decision. Do I let him go? If I touch him, he goes down. It's a real dangerous situation. Likes to put his arm on the shoulder. Tumi Moshabani feels any contact, he's always going to go down looking for the foul, and he gets it. Well played from Moshabani. Dangerous opportunity now for the Loyal.
Yellow card brought to you by Easy Fleet GPS, keeping your fleet on track. Blake standing over it. As is Charlie Adams with that left foot of his. Too extreme of an angle, I'd think, for a shot with the left foot. Adams puts it right in front. Still alive, punched away by Shuttler. Adams again. And now out for a corner.
Those are always tricky when they're that close. Just want to put this ball, if no one touches it, it ends up in the back of the net. Give credit to Okoli. Very brave, defending and putting his body in front of that ball, not letting it go through.
Adams, strong delivery all the way through. Moon recycles. Moon. caught a glimpse down in the corner of the captain's armband that's being worn tonight by Charlie Adams as the foul is committed here in the color scheme of the Ukrainian flag. It's San Diego's way of supporting what Orange County's doing tonight as they celebrate Ukrainian Night, highlighting the local Ukrainian community to help raise awareness and funds to support the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. They've had a number of local fans from the Ukrainian community in attendance tonight. Pre-game, they wore special custom jerseys, and they had the national anthem of Ukraine performed in addition to the American national anthem tonight. Great cause that they are putting forth, and great to see San Diego, which is such a community-oriented club, joining in. A lot of contact there. All of a sudden, around the half-an-hour mark, this is starting to look like the one did last month. A second yellow now in the match. This one given to Ian Hoffman. He joins Kevin Partita.
And it starts with this play out of the back. Colin Martin gets the ball from the right-hand side, able to break lines through his dribbling, and then puts his ball out to Nick Moon, who's extremely good 1v1, very powerful in the way that he plays around the edges. It is a foul, and it's another opportunity for the Loyal. Cause a bit of chaos in the back line of Orange County.
Half an hour into it from Irvine. Alongside Ricky Lopez-Espen, I'm Joe Malfa. Happy to have you with us. Goal scored in the 10th minute. The player now tied with the Golden Boot lead, Milan Iloski. San Diego, the leading scorers in the league as far as the teams are concerned, trying to get it back here. And they'll have a corner on the way. And just to finish up on the cause tonight for Orange County, they wore those special edition jerseys and t-shirts. Those can be purchased at ocscshop.com. All proceeds will be donated to the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Los Angeles. Blake. Okoli the first to it. San Diego starting to find more time on the ball in the attacking half. Forcing his way through for a moment was Guido. Villanueva. Colin Martin, ever present, ever steady in that midfield for San Diego.
Just see as the middle three for the Loyal start to get on the ball more, start to get the rhythm and the confidence. You know, it's Charlie Adams pushing up, Guido coming down, Colin Martin coming down. You want those players to be on the ball. What that's going to do with the movement, it's going to open up gaps like that. Charlie Adams to come underneath them on, to be Moshe Bani to get the ball in the half turn. It's all part of the identity, the style of play from Landon Donovan. And it starts with the back, like we touched on. The goalkeeper coming out, or pulls out a player of the opposition out of the midfield, trying to press, force a turnover, which is what the Loyal want with the ball players and the skillful generals that they have in the middle of the field.
Partita. Well read by Elijah Martin, out for a throw. That loss a couple of matches ago, 2-0 right on this field against Monterey Bay. It was a stinger that night, and now all of a sudden with Monterey Bay's win tonight over Loudoun, it allowed the expansion side to leapfrog Orange County in the standings. Richard Chaplow said the feeling after that game was the lowest he's ever felt in his profession. Not as a coach, as a player as well. Lowest he's ever felt. He barely recognized the team out there on the field, is the way he put it. And they knew they needed something to change if they wanted any chance. Well, things have changed, and might they pick up a second as Okoli sends it forward. But Vegas, not much trouble with it, not much on it for Okoli on the weaker foot.
And they're having a lot of success just going route one, ball over the top. Okoli, very physical, good in build-up play, showing a bit of cheekiness, little back over his head with the back heel. Doesn't get enough on it, but again, you love to see this from your striker, very confident, even with the courage to pull this off inside that 18-yard box. And as they play direct, whether it's through the goal, whether it's that last action through Okoli, you need a secondary movement, players that come underneath. We've seen 34 minutes into this game, it's been most of the time Okoli, Iloski on an island 1v1, having to produce a bit of magic. Sophia Powers, Partita, Peterson, you want to join the attack a bit late. That gives the opportunity for those players to get on the ball, relieve some of the pressure, drop it back, make a secondary run, whatever it may be. You can't ask those two to play 90+ minutes 1v1.
Get another corner for San Diego. Ten to go in the half. Can they equalize before the break? It's Blake. Elijah Martin. Whipped back in by Adams. Orange County getting to every ball in the air first. Same rings true here as it's Shuttler rising through. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's Choice, Player's Choice. Could be a massive 3 points tonight for Orange County. Still a long way to go. And they would still be in just 12th place. But they would only be 7 points back of 7th place Las Vegas. Of course, 7th place being that final playoff spot this season. And this is game number 1 of a season-defining 4-match homestand. Colorado Springs would be next, then Phoenix, and then it ends against the team they're chasing in Las Vegas, the 4th of these 4 home games. Moshabane. Richard Chaplow said this team has to be darn near perfect in this stretch of 4 home games, maybe at least 9 or 10 points, if they want any chance to be playing meaningful games come the end of August or into September and October. They did it last year. They went on a terrific run to end the season, carried it all the way through to a title. So we know they're capable of it. But being capable of it and putting it into practice are 2 different things. I'm capable of eating a whole pizza in one sitting. I shouldn't do it.
Can you do it?
I absolutely can do it.
Have you done it?
I absolutely have done it. And I'm absolutely not proud of it.
Oh.
But just because they're capable of this run, and they've done it before, doesn't mean they can do it again. This would be a huge step in the right direction if they secure the victory tonight. It was one thing last week against the Los Dos side that is very solid, but they are a young team below the playoff line. This is the number 2 team in the Western Conference. This would be a statement.
When you look at the Western Conference, just a talent from top to bottom. Talking to both of these coaches earlier this week, both mentioned, look, this Western Conference, there's not an easy out. Looking at this Orange County side that's on the bottom half, the bottom of the Western Conference coming into this match, just see the quality through and through, the players that they have. You see 1-0 up, approaching halftime. Just tells you how competitive this conference is from top to bottom. Not usually you have 1 or 2 game that you know, oh, this should be a guaranteed 3 points. Not this year. So much talent through and through.
Outstanding ball through to Moon. He's got options. Among there, Among shot blocked. Waited a heartbeat too long on the delivery.
Again, this is what Charlie Adams brings you, the ability to fend off players and has the vision, the technique, and the weight. Your Nick Moon, you see this run, first of all, Tumi Moshabani bringing out Orozco to open up space. Among realized that just stays, but Nick Moon needs to be far quicker and understanding that and recognizing that. Just roll this ball into the path of mine.
Another corner. Shuttler had trouble getting through the crowd. Fortunately for Orange County, Okoli was there to head it away. This is one of only 2 road matches for San Diego in a larger stretch of 9 out of 11 played at home at Torero. That came on the heels of a ridiculous road trip that did not see them play at home from the middle of April to the beginning of June. They struggled a bit in that stretch, all the travel, all the fixture congestion. They've made amends for it in this home stretch. Good ball in, better header. San Diego 1, Orange County 1. It's Grant Stoneman with the equalizer.
With the amount of corner kicks and the quality that they have with the takers, Charlie Adams, Jack Blake, it was bound to be dangerous. Good ball in from Charlie Adams. If you're Orange County, you need to be far better in your marking, your discipline. Grant Stoneman gets away from Peterson, rises up above everyone. Textbook header from the center back to draw this game tied.
Got to work on the celebration. The center back not too familiar with scoring only his 2nd of the season. That was the 6th corner of the match for San Diego. No matter how well you're defending them, if you have 6 that you allow in 40 minutes, odds are you're going to break on one of them, and that's what happened.
If you're Richard Chapler, you're not going to be happy with that goal being conceded, especially on a set piece. Was have one discipline, one job. When there's a dead ball, stay with your man, touch tight, don't give any time and space, especially in that 6-yard box. See how dangerous this Loyal side is. It's a center back coming up. Big physical presence. Give service, give credit to the service from Charlie Adams and Jack Blake. Has been top class so far in this first half.
Any point total tonight for San Diego, be it 1 or be it 3, would just be another positive mark on this stretch of 9 out of 11 that will be played at home. And then Donovan conceded that there have been moments of this stretch where they haven't been perfect, but that's part of the mentality shift he's seen, the most important part of this San Diego Loyal evolution. Early in the year, he would say it time and again, and the team, that was their mantra. They were focused on the performances, not so much the results. You put together good performances, the results are going to follow at some point. Now they're at the point of the season where you have to just get the result regardless of the performance. Even if you win ugly, a win's a win. When you get to the postseason, I don't care how ugly the win is. If you win, you're going to the next round. If you don't, you're going home. This maybe falls into that category so far. Hasn't been pretty in this first half, but they found a way. It's 1-1, and it could very quickly become 2-1 in their favor here with Moshe Bane finding a way through. But 1v4 was one too many.
Which you see when a team that has one more year of experience is always learning how to deal with situations, how to claw back into games, how to grind out results. And Donovan did mention their last game against RGV. If it was a year earlier in the season, they lose that game, they tie that game. You know, it just sees how the players fight for each other, how they really take what they learn on the training ground and the identity and the culture that is trying to be built here in San Diego Loyal, and really put it on the field during game day, how to grind out results and keep getting those points. That a championship team that has aspirations like that, they need to do.
And it extends off the field as well. Fun anecdote from Landon Donovan was that Cam Riley stepped in to drive Tomas Amang to a doctor's appointment after the car of Tomas Amang broke down. Little things like that don't have to happen, but on a team that has this sort of togetherness and they have those championship aspirations you mentioned, those little things add up. Flag stays down. Iloski thought he was home free. But Koke Vegas springs off the line and into action.
And again, it's just that understanding from Milan Iloski. Okoli goes up. There's going to be either a drop down in front of me or a little flick on behind. First to react, beats Kyle Adams, beats Grant Stoneman, but give credit to Koke Vegas. Understands he comes off his line extremely quick. But again, it's far too easy. Just a ball over the top, causing all sorts of problems for the back line of the Loyal.
He's Easy gather for Vegas ahead of Villanueva. Put Colin Martin briefly under some pressure, but he turned out of it. Approaching the end of half number one, unofficially told there will be just 1 minute tacked on at the end.
And as a Loyal, want to build out of the back with their possession. If you're Orange County, you want to stay together a bit more. As you have Sean Okoli being that target man, being that initial press. The players underneath him, whether it's Partita, Powers, Pedersen, they want to step with him. And then that comes Scandia, Roscoe, Hoffman as well. There's too many gaps in their press. You can see the gaps opening up. Among getting on the ball, building that hold-up play, players underneath him having room to operate. That's something that Richard Chappell is going to want to correct in the defensive positioning once halftime comes.
Here's Blake. Officially just the 1 minute of added time, brought to you by Zolfagari Law. Looks like San Diego will be the side that maybe has one last chance in this half. Swinging it right to left. Martin around the corner. Continues to run, has options. And it's going to be a 7th corner before this half ends. The last one yielded a goal for San Diego. Great delivery by Charlie Adams. Solid header by Grant Stoneman. Don't know that you can say San Diego would deserve to be in the lead should they get one here, but again, that goes back to what we were saying before. It's no longer a team that is performance-oriented, they're about results. And if they can go ahead, it would be something incredible here, the way this half has gone. Swing and a miss from Moon, and there's your halftime whistle.
1-1, but there is a lot of quality on display here tonight. Really cagey matchup, I think. The middle of the field is going to be extremely important for this next 45 minutes. If you're Orange County, how do you join the attack? How do you get Iloski and Okoli the support and the service that they need to be dangerous for San Diego Loyal? Get those players on the ball a bit more. Blake, Guido, Charlie Adams in those soft pockets to get that support to Among and get him running in behind, stretching this game so you have room to operate in the middle of the field. Really interesting tactical matchup. Really interested to see what these managers do in this next 45 minutes where it's all to play for.
The Pro Sport halftime show is next. The first half had plenty of action. Gnarly was loving it for a good while, but then San Diego found the equalizer, and it's 1-1, another hotly contested battle between two teams that played a really fun one last month. What do we have in store for the second half? We'll find out in a bit. First, the Pro Sport halftime show after this.
Back post run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
We never knew that it was going to be one of those sought-after IPAs all over the world.
One was a double IPA, the other was a single.
It was Doug's idea to combine our two recipes together.
And that was the key.
They gave me the beer, and I thought, this is the best beer ever. And they said, yeah, well, it's 7%.
Yeah, and that's how a beer called Sculpin was born.
When you're making something and creating this art, and then you get to share it with people and they enjoy it, it's why we do what we do.
Welcome back into the Pro Sport Halftime Show. Pro Sport, the official physical therapy partner of OCSC. At the break here in Irvine, the crowd will be treated to a performance from some local Ukrainian dance teams, and it's all part of the initiative tonight on Ukrainian night from Orange County. Anything from these pregame tops they wore, shirts, jerseys, all for sale on the website. That's ocscshop.com. All proceeds will be going to the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Los Angeles. Just a night to raise awareness for all that's going on right now in Ukraine. They had a Ukrainian national anthem singer perform the Ukrainian anthem before the game in addition to the American national anthem. Orange County believes they are the first and only team so far in any sport across the country to do something like this. So it's all great to see what they've done tonight. And they have put that on hold during the game because the focus has been on the action itself, and they started with a lead. From there, they went on to concede, make it 1-1, and this is their upcoming stretch. Tonight was the first of 4 straight at home. It's a difficult stretch, but it's an important one.
Really important stretch. Talking to Richard Chappell, he said it's go time now. We need results, we need them fast, and we need them consistently. Welcoming Colorado Springs, Phoenix Rising, Las Vegas, all teams you're looking up on. So teams that if you take points, you keep climbing up that table. Then you go to Tampa Bay, really hard out there. And then Memphis 901, welcome them here. Opportunity for Orange County to make up some ground, but really talented and really competitive schedule ahead of them.
Upcoming schedules are brought to you by Destination Irvine. On the other side for San Diego, it's a matchup that we've all wanted to see for a while. San Antonio, San Diego next week, top 2 in the West.
I thought you meant the Oakland Roots one.
Well, that too.
no, again, another competitive schedule here for the Loyal. My eyes go directly to that San Antonio one. And you have Monterey Bay, who's not an easy out again. You're at their Legion, welcome in the Roots, and then you have Monterey Bay again. So Landon Donovan and company have to be feeling good, feel motivated. The schedule that they can take maximum points on, but all eyes go on to that game on the 6th against San Antonio FC.
I mentioned the festivities went on pause after the events before the game, and then the game happened, and now the festivities resume again. The Ukrainian dancers performing at halftime for the fans, and all part of a great initiative tonight by Orange County SC. We're back with more on the other side of this here on the Pro Sport Halftime Show. It's 1-1 between Orange County and San Diego.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I'm on that routine. I'm on that routine.
County and San Diego. Pro Sport Halftime Show continues as we take a look at some news and notes from around USL Championship. Hard to believe that we are a couple of days from turning the calendar to August, and San Antonio and Tampa Bay, well, it doesn't matter what month it is, you cannot stop either of those teams. San Antonio went down a man tonight, and they still scored 90+6 to earn a draw instead of a loss against Los Dos. Next USL matchup on ESPN, that will be one of these teams, Orange County, on the 18th against a team who did something special this week in Sacramento, taking down their MLS opposition, Sporting Kansas City, to make it through to the U.S. Open Cup final. That takes place on September 7th. A broader look at the out-of-town scores from around the league tonight, the ones that have gone final at least. Las Vegas did come back to earn an important point after being down 1-0 most of the game against Atlanta.
And going back to what we just saw, Sacramento Republic going across country at Charleston Battery, grinding out a result that's not an easy out for two things. Obviously, the mental toll that takes on you in that game midweek, physical toll to come back together, take that travel, walk out with 3 points, and then Pittsburgh taking care of FC Tulsa. Tampa Bay going to Indy 11 and walking out with all 3 points. Like you said, Joe, can't be stopped at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot, it seems like, to stop either of those teams. Maybe San Diego does it next week against San Antonio. As we noted, those two are meeting next Saturday night. And here's a look at the broader upcoming ESPN schedule. You've got the one on ESPN2 between Sac and Orange County, as we mentioned, and a pair on ESPN Deportes just a couple of weeks later and 5 days apart. Those are two terrific games, by the way. Louisville, Memphis, Tampa Bay, El Paso.
A lot of talent, a lot of competitive games. I mean, looking at Tampa Bay and El Paso, never an easy out. Team that's starting to find their footing. And then obviously, Lou City welcoming Memphis 901.
Take a look at the team of the week. A couple of familiar faces from the game we're watching right now. Tumi Moshabane in there, Milan Iloski in there as well. Something tells me Iloski might be in the mix again next week, already with 1 goal tonight, which has him now tied for the Golden Boot lead.
And it's well deserved, obviously tying Carlson for league leading goal scorer in the league. So you have Moshabane there, you have Paco Craig, Perez, Lunt, Rodriguez, who's been really steady Eddie for Detroit City, and then William Valo pulling the string for Miami FC. I think this time it's a really good balance between East and West, I think.
Yeah, 7-4. It's a better balance than we typically see. It's still not even, but it's better. Could be 6-5. I don't know.
Math is not my forte, so I'll go with you.
Well, again, it's just part of our large cry that we mention every week to have 2 teams of the week, one for the East and one for the West. These two teams, well, they could fill a team of the week themselves with all the talent they have. We were treated to a fun first half. The second is on the way.
We never knew that it was going to be one of those sought-after IPAs all over the world.
One was a double IPA, well, there was a single.
It was Doug's idea to combine our 2 recipes together.
And that was the key.
They gave me the beer, and I go, this is the best beer ever. And they said, yeah, well, it's 7%.
Yeah, and that's how a beer called Sculpin was born.
When you're making something and creating this art, and then you get to share it with people and they enjoy it, it's why we do what we do.
This match is brought to you by Massage Matters, the official massage therapy partner of OCSC. Take a look at the halftime highlights brought to you by UHSM. Plenty of action in those first 45 minutes. Take us through it, Ricky.
It was a really cagey matchup. Good little pull-up play here from Macaulay. Bumps it back to Partita and realizes, wait, the hottest guy in the USL is a 1v1 with the defender. Not good enough for the Loyal. Slow to react. Good initial effort from Grant Stoneman. Does his job. It's too late for the rotation for the players to come back. Little words of exchange from Milan Iloski, getting the league leading goal. Really good and attacking unit. And then the game really came to dead ball situations, set pieces. So many corners for the Loyal. Good ball in from Charlie Adams. Grant Stoneman loses his mark and heads it down, and we walk into halftime 1-1.
Stats brought to you by Salvi Law. Heavy possession advantage for San Diego. Just the one shot on target, but they got it through the posts.
And if you ask about it, the possession really hasn't been too dangerous. It's been all in the middle of the field. Haven't really been threatening as the half went on. Then they start to find their footing. They start to find the ball players breaking lines to the middle of the field. So expect them to keep doing that as the second half approaches.
And then Donovan making some tweaks, sits back down, ready to get things going in half number 2. 1-1 between San Diego and Orange County. Here's the second half have in store after a very entertaining first 45. San Diego from right to left in the white, Orange County in the orange and black from left to right. What do you want to see, Ricky, if you're Richard Chaplow or Landon Donovan after what you saw in the first 45 minutes of this one? They were good and bad for both, and it's reflected in the score line. It was an even half overall. It's 1-1 on the scoreboard.
One thing for Orange County, defensively, you need to work together as a group and move as a unit. You don't want to have those gaps. You don't want to be over 50, 60 yards from Okoli to the back line of Skendi. Has far too much space and real estate for this Loyal side to operate in. Offensively, when you get into these positions, you have to give that support to Okoli, to Iloski. Time and time again in that first half, we saw them. It was just a 1v1, whether it's Okoli holding the ball up, Iloski running in behind. So you need those players, Partita, Powers, Peterson, that have the ability to join the attack and create something, whether it's Villanueva as well. Because simply on the edges, you don't want to have just a 1v1 and have your striker on an island.
The oohs you heard there, by the way, were for a fan who just got clocked by that ball in the concourse. She took it and just kept walking. So shout out to her for not at all flinching with what just happened. And the assistant referee has alerted the ball was out. So it will be a corner on the way for Orange County. Brought to you by Corner Bakery as Kasipli positions it. Can they get it back the same way that San Diego tied it? Always important to hydrate. Kasipli gets a little bit before he delivers. Needed an extra sip.
Going back to your question first, San Diego Loyal. You're so good on the ball with your players in the middle of the field. You need to get them in more advanced positions, specifically Blake, Guido, Adams. Get those players in dangerous situations, pulling the strings, opening up gaps for other players to run into. Moshibani came alive a bit. Good opportunity here.
Flag stays down. Chance to take the lead. Heavy contact. Edge of the area decision to be made. And the decision is just for a goal kick. Elton Garcia saw it the whole way. He was right there. Nick Moon was expecting a point to the spot rather than for a goal kick.
And it's just a wide players linking up. Good recognition from Nick Moon to understand there's no one down the middle of the field. And you beat my player Hoffman. There's a little bit of a touch in the back, but I don't think there's enough there. Point to the spot. I think Nick Moon's caught between two minds. First touch is not good enough. just closes down the angle. He has a cleaner first touch. His opportunity to slot it by. Goalkeeper go around him. Elects to do none. Just puts it out for a goal kick. You have to be careful of your Orange County. You don't want to get caught too high. You can see the willing runners that this Loyal team has and how dangerous they are. In one pass, this ball can break your whole defensive unit.
Easy fleet, GPS, yellow, given to Michael Orozco. Villanueva. Ahead to Iloski.
And these are the gaps that I'm talking about. You can just see the real estate Charlie Adams has. If he gets this ball in a half turn, Moshabani right now, about 10 yards of radius. If he gets the ball facing towards his back line, it's a 4v3 down the other way for the Loyal. It's also something you have to be extremely careful if you're Richard Chapla.
Played ahead, kept in by Powers, just barely. Good hustle. Get all the way down there. Seemed like that ball was lost, and now he earns a corner out of it.
It's a good underlapping run as this ball shifts out around the corner. Powers does not end up on the play, does not give up on the play. With credit to Kyle Adams, comes across. This ball is out. Doesn't give passing lane for Powers to put this ball in.
The corners tonight, the deliveries just haven't quite been there from Orange County. The opposite on the other end, where we've seen Charlie Adams put a few terrific crosses in, of course the one leading to the goal. But every time it seems Orange County beat a wide free kick or beat a corner, they're not really even giving their guys a chance to get on the end of it. It's maybe 3.5 feet off the ground and it's not getting by the first defender.
And that's the main point when you're on a dead ball opportunity. Your first goal is to always skip out that first defender. And if you're going to go on the ground and keep it on the deck, you want that near post runner, maybe throwing that first defender off, a bit of a dummy. You never want your first defender just to clear that ball, because then it goes back the other way in transition moments.
Here's Iloski cutting in, shooting it, stopped by Vegas. Every time the ball is at his feet, you're expecting the ball to go in at this point.
He's just so dangerous. He sees the space in behind. He only has one thing on his mind. You can see a goalie peeling off, sees you, doesn't need you. Good textbook strike. A lot of movement on that. This is how he creates his space. Doesn't need much. Quick release. Such power behind it.
Slip through for Guido. And that should be a foul. It might be a yellow. Two-handed shove from Guido. Looks like he'll get off without one here.
And it's a good run here from Guido. Thinks he's gone, but give credit to Peterson. Playing in the middle of the field to understand, realize that his back line is beaten, putting the extra effort, getting there before Guido. Takes a really good angle. Knows if he feels any contact is going to go down. He's always going to get that foul. He needs to be on the ball a bit more for the Loyal. Guido hasn't had much of the success that we've come to expect from him.
There are moments where this midfield for San Diego could look like the best in the league, and then there are moments where it sort of fades into maybe the middle of the pack. Mediocre is not the right word, because at a moment's notice they can flip that switch. Highs and lows, mostly highs of late, especially in this last stretch in which they've won 6 of 8 and lost 2. And Guido maybe embodies that the most. There are stretches where it seems like every time he touches the ball, just like Iloski right now, he scores. And they're not just tap-ins from 6 yards out. He's scoring bangers from 25 yards out. And there's moments where he'll just have some games where it's almost hard to remember he's out there.
I think that is one of the biggest knocks on Alejandro Guido. He does have the talent, but how often he showcases that talent has always been.
Slip through for Adams.
There's always been a question mark to him. He just had finding that consistency, playing week in and week out, getting that opportunity. So he had some stints around Mexico, MLS, found a home here in San Diego. They gave him the number 10 shirt for a reason, so he does have the talent and the quality, but if he brings it day in and day out, that's the question mark for him. Like you said, Joe, he can be quiet for 89 minutes. 1 minute, he changes the game and scores a banger, and that's all you talk about, that's all you remember from him. He has the capability to do that.
That flag did stay down the whole way. It put Shuttler in a bit of an awkward position, but handled it well. And now back to Vegas. We know the game model for San Diego. They've flexed their muscles with it all season long in maintaining the possession, keeping the ball at their feet, imposing their own will on the game. It's one of the positives Richard Chaplow took away from the last meeting between these two teams when they went down to 10 men each for the last 65 minutes of the game. As the foul's committed by Kasipli, they actually won possession the rest of the way at 10v10 Orange County. Not normal circumstances, but it was something to take away from that game as a positive. It's the exact opposite tonight, and it's gone as you'd expect with a heavy possession slant towards San Diego at 57% right now. Villanueva comes flying through. Hands already seemingly in the pocket for Elton Garcia. And he pulled out the yellow.
And as this ball takes flight over 30, 40 yards, Villanueva, I don't think there's any ill will there, but it is extremely reckless. Comes through with that high boot. Studs exposed. Just a midsection of Jack Blake. And that's always a dangerous play, even though there is no ill will there. Completely, Blake is okay to keep on going. These are never fun when you have your eyes on the ball. Just get blindsided like that.
Easy Fleet GPS yellow card, keeping your fleet on track. OCSC, in partnership with the Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation and US Soccer Foundation, is proud to be working on a new miniature outdoor hard surface court called Mini Pitch at Delhi Park in Santa Ana. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/mini pitch to sign up to stay informed on free monthly clinics for the community. Orange County, don't forget, has that game on ESPN2 on September 18th at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And they take on Sacramento. But if that game is going to be meaningful about a month and a half from now, it's going to have to start with a run that includes a lot of victories along the way. Entering this game, they were dead last in the Western Conference, given Monterey Bay's win earlier tonight. This one started positively. Up 1-0 10 minutes in, but the lead squandered near the end of the first half. And now under duress once more, defending a free kick. Adams guided away by Orozco. Coque Vegas. We've seen it the last month and a half. We've seen it through 58 minutes tonight. Never afraid to play with his feet. As one of the 10 guys out in front of the keeper, as the card is about to come out of the pocket again now. This one given to Kasipli. Another dangerous challenge, as it's Adams laid out on the ground. That makes 4 yellow cards now for Orange County.
And it's a second foul called on Kasipli in the last couple of minutes here. Just gets beaten to this ball here. It's a little sloppy touch from Blake. Adams just gets it before Kasipli. Be really careful now. players in the middle of the field for Orange County picking up yellow card Villanueva, Partida, Casipli. Obviously, you have Hoffman in the back line as well. You'll be really disciplined in the challenges that they go into in their positioning. You don't want to pick up a silly second yellow and give this Loyal team any other advantage.
Just getting set to ask you ahead of that challenge, as one of the 10 ahead of the goalie, what goes through your mind when you see your goalkeeper try to make a move like that on a defender? Is it something you want to see? Do you have the confidence in it? Would you rather see him just play it somewhere else?
I personally, that's why maybe I'm not a coach, right? I never want my keeper off his line playing like that. I've seen too many moments. But hey, give credit to Landon Donovan, Nate Miller, San Diego Loyal organization. They know what they're doing, obviously. I'm not a coach for probably that reason. Way above my pay.
I thought you weren't a coach because you enjoyed spending time with me in the booth.
That's the only reason why, Joe. But if it works out for them, it's very football or futsal-esque. Just get another attacker on the field, and it works out for them. They're very good at it, and that's part of their identity.
Tony Rocha into the match for Kevin Partida. So now they go from 5 yellow cards on the field to just 4. Substitutions tonight brought to you by MedEquip. The 4 still out there with yellows: Orozco, Hoffman, Casipli, Villanueva. Hour gone, half hour to go with Ricky Lopez Espin. I'm Joe Malfa, happy to have you with us tonight on ESPN+. Orange County started it off in the 10th minute. Milan Iloski tied for the league lead now with 15 goals a day after his birthday. Gets on the score sheet. And Grant Stoneman, an unlikely source at the other end, just his second of the season, came in the 39th minute. Free header off of a corner. And 1-1 is where we still stand. Teams that met last month, there were 3 goals between them, 2 red cards between them, and the 3 goals were split 2-1 in San Diego's favor. They'll meet one more time later this season. Iloski looks skyward, a Coley, arms outstretched. He wanted it as well. Outside of a couple of moments here and there, this Orange County side hasn't really had too much threatening in the offensive end. At this point of the match, their expected goals are at just 0.56.
Well, you have to think it just through the support system. It's, you look up and it's Iloski, Coley against 5 players in white. Really hard ask, a big challenge for those players. You want those players to advance into the attacking third. Those are players in the middle of the field and deep lying position, players around the edges. You need to give strikers the support that they need in the service as well.
Iloski, good vision across to Hoffman. Jack Blake will exit the match. In comes Evan Conway. Also about to see Andrew Carlton in for Tumi Moshabane. All subs brought to you by MedEquip. Speaks of the depth of this San Diego team. They're missing Vassell tonight. They've already put a really solid 11 out there without Vassell. And they bring in Carlton and Conway off the bench.
The 2 players in Moshabani and Blake and have the quality, but just wasn't able to make their impact felt as they would like. Did have a good shift, a good showing. Really get on the ball in those dangerous situations that we've come to see and expect for them in its 2022 USL season.
Here's Casipli, Coley, Hoffman gets to it. Battling Martin out for a throw-in. OCSC will hold its third annual Corporate Cup Adult Soccer Tournament this September. 32 local companies will take the pitch in a fun recreational co-ed tournament. Registration is still open. Sign up or get more details for your company. Go to orangecountysoccer.com/corporate-cup. I wonder how our production crew would do if we get 11 going. Put you up top, obviously. Apparently our replay operator today has a stellar pass between the lines.
You're the number 10?
I would trust him as the number 10. I was always an outside back myself.
Okay.
I mean, what are you going to do with somebody who's 5'6"? You usually stick them at right back or left back.
You can play between the lines. The quick movements, combination play. I'm a bigger guy, you can run off of me.
Here's Martin, from Martin, and back to Martin. Colin, that is, now with it.
You can see the lack of options going forward for the Loyal at the moment. Credit to Orange County, really clogging down the middle of the field, not giving them this time and space they want. Did you see that Guido just finds a nice pocket?
Picks out the right pass as well in front, just beyond the Mong. Carlton, did he rush it?
Just see how good they are in breaking lines. This time it's Guido just playing off the shoulder. Peterson and Powers.
Here's Guido again. Pardon me, that was Nick Moon on the right side who played that ball, but did he rush? Did he have time? It looked like he had some space in the box.
It's the right idea, just to bend this ball into the path of no one coming among, just overhits it. I think you need that composure just to slow the game down.
Iloski! Right foot, left foot, whatever. It's ending up in the back of the net when that man's involved. League best 16 now.
Just stop it right now. There's no need for this. Little cutback sends a lot of players dancing, and then not much needs to be said on this. Look at the movement, look at the pace, look at the precision. What the doctor orders, side net, top class. What a banger this is from Iloski to get his brace on the night and put his side up, 2-1. Terrific, looking at the league-leading goal scorer in USL Championship at the moment. Take a bow, Milan Iloski.
The golden boot belonged to Otar Carlson at the beginning of the night. Not so much anymore. 16 for Milan Iloski. County Line Coalition loves every bit of it. We were, what, 5 minutes ago talking about how Orange County tonight hadn't really had too many dangerous opportunities. Their expected goals were just over 0.5. Well, you could expect plenty of goals when Milan Iloski is in this type of form. Goal brought to you by Hogue. I mean, to do that on your weaker foot, what weaker foot, apparently?
Just have the ability to create your own space, to take on 3, 4, 5 Loyal defenders and cheeky little cutback, and not have that second touch to put it out of your body. You hit it off a standing foot. Makes it look far too easy. Such a hard task. And pick out that corner to beat Coque Vegas. Look at this. Nice little interchange between him and Kasipli. But he doesn't even have a step. He doesn't need that second touch to put it out of his body. Creates the power. Terrific strike.
Richard Chaplow talking to his watch? I gotta find out what that was about next time we get a chance to chat. That was interesting. Elijah Martin. Knotted down and in! Among off balance all the way at the end line. Orange County players left looking around at what just happened. Well, they just got scored on, and it's 2-2.
And if you're Landon Donovan, this is what you call a response. Good ball in from Charlie Adams. Just put this ball in the back of the post and tell your striker to go get it. Plays off the shoulder of Orozco, and it's a textbook striker header. Head it down. When you head it down, it throws the keeper off. There's nothing that Schiller can do. Roofs it to get his 8th on the year. What a response from the Loyal.
We warned you. We warned you early on there'd be goals tonight. San Diego, well, they lead the league in goals scored. Orange County, they have the Golden Boot leader. He's got 2. Not often do games like this actually go ahead and live up to that hype. Live up to the way you expected it to go. Tonight, we've been treated to the exception. This is played out exactly as we'd expect it to have played out. And for Tomas Amang, that is 8 goals now on the season. Well, whatever Richard Chaplow was saying to his watch a couple of moments ago, I think the words are a little bit different about a minute later. It just speaks to the depth of the San Diego side. You're missing Vassell, your leading scorer. That's fine. Amang steps up with his 8th of the year. And we chatted with Landon Donovan about just that. I asked him point blank. You see around the league, all these players are being acquired by contenders, yet we've heard crickets out of San Diego. Nothing at all. Well, he said they don't really need much, and this is why. Amang again in front, slapped away by Shuttler. Better to go with the continuity when you have that kind of talent, and this is exactly what he was talking about.
And as this game is opening up, you see Amang really stretching the back line. What that's going to do is really make the Orange County defensive unit really respect it, drop back with them. It's going to open up space for them to pull apart in the middle of the field of Loyal. Give credit to Shuttler. Really big time save, not once, but twice. You can just see the impact already felt from Conway just through his movement. The secondary movement off the striker, you can see him at the bottom of your screen, entering late now. It's a big time save there from Shuttler, getting there before him to deny. Conway at the doorstep. This game really plays into the hand now of Amang, just making those runs in behind his movement, causing all sorts of problems as of late for Orange County.
Curious what's going through the minds of both head coaches right now. If you're Landon Donovan in San Diego, you're in 2nd place. It's not a game you necessarily have to open up here and try to win. You'd like to. You'd like to try and position yourself to leapfrog San Antonio and get that 1st round bye. If you're Orange County, you sort of have no choice but to open up here. 2-2 doesn't really do you much good. Coming into the game, you were in last place in the Western Conference. Only, even with that said, 9 points back of a playoff spot. And this was your first of 4 in a row at home. You get the sense that 1 point isn't satisfying on a night like this. Problem is, in opening up to get those 2 additional points, do you cost yourself the 1 in the process?
That's going to be the big challenge here for Orange County. You don't want to commit too many numbers forward to leave yourself vulnerable. And then this game gets out of hand. You have a good understanding of discipline. When you have that attacking phase, your back line needs to be really organizing behind the scenes to not give this Loyal side any opportunity to find that go-ahead goal so late in this match.
Jack Metcalf coming in for Charlie Adams. As he hands off the captain's armband to Guido. We'll also see Cam Riley coming in for Grant Stoneman. So the first goal scorer of the night for San Diego, the center back Grant Stoneman, is lifted. They've made 4 changes now. Still just the 1 for Orange County. Quarter of an hour remains. Their first meeting a month ago was entertaining. This one topped it. And it's not over yet. Among. Among, just 24 years of age, traded from Colorado Springs to San Diego back in February. Had just 3 goals in 12 games last year. We'll see Brian Iloski now. Comes in for Seth Kasipli. So Brian Iloski is the veteran of this club, and he doesn't have the first initial on the back of his jersey. It just says Iloski. I think younger brother might have to have a word and say, you know what, I'm the Golden Boot leader. It's time you put the B before Iloski on his jersey and take the M off of mine. Only the second appearance of the season now for Brian Iloski. He's built up enough credit in this organization. He will never have to put that first initial. It'll always be little brother's job to have the M there. Moon, switch back over to the left side now. Guido. Long to Metcalf. A lot more Route 1 from San Diego over the last few minutes. Not the typical futsal style build as you mentioned it earlier on. They're seeing that Among has some space and they're just playing it that way.
Well, it's a tactical change now. Your back 3 are gonna, I think Adams, Riley, Martin, and Metcalf is gonna push out to the right hand side. Be as that right wing back. Nick Moon here on the left hand side, working up and down on the channels. Your middle 3 are going to be Carlton, Guido, and Colin Martin in the front line. And Conway and Among, players that are going to work together, move off of each other. You know, Among finding those soft spots, running in behind, causing problems. A lot of difficult situations for Orange County, how to deal with this pace.
Okoli. Iloski caught between 2 minds, gave it up.
On the other hand, for Richard Chaplow, Brian Iloski that comes in, likes to play down the middle of the field. The true number 10. Very clever, very cheeky. The spaces that he picks off. Beachu can score goals. Combined, and Brent Richards on around the edges. It provides a lot of service, a lot of work rate and defensive duties, and joining the attack and just gives you a different look.
Danny Peterson over the free kick. Koke Vegas alert. Peterson clips it. Looking for Okoli. Powers just gave it away to Among. One back by Orange County. Peterson turning around, looking at Elton Garcia, and doesn't always work when you argue with the referee to try to get a call to go your way. I think this one worked. He turned around, had a couple of words. It was a delayed call, but Elton Garcia made the call. Richard Chaplow, however, wanted a yellow card as well.
I always find it interesting as a head coach when you have those boards in front of your bench. You're a fan of it, you want to get pitch side of the boards, you're able to. It's a question that I always had.
Peterson again will serve the free kick. Akoli bikes it. Wasn't quite a shot. Hoping for somebody else on the end of it. Quickly sent the other way by Coque Vegas, but gives it away. Orozco. Deflected to Iloski. Moon. Plenty of space for Nick Moon to operate. Orozco had to hold up there, already on the yellow card. Knocked out of play. Fans, if you support Orange County, why not represent Orange County? Full range of new merchandise now available. And all 2022 merch includes the new star on the logo. So you can rep the USL champions. Visit OCSCshop.com. That's OCSCshop.com. Carlton. Metcalf. Put it between Carlton and Among. Neither able to get there. And watch the match. Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights, 7 Eastern. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM 157. Here's Conway dragging it well wide.
And it's the second time in the last 2 attacks from the Loyal that are finding the soft spot between the line, right in front of that back line of Orange County and behind that midfield line. You need a player like Powers, Peterson to drop back. You don't want to give 5-10 yards between lines. There's too much space. And who's going to have far success running at you, players running off of you. Too many attacking talent. Again, it's a spot again that Guido picks it up in.
Guido goes down right in front of Elton Garcia. Brian Iloski. Ahead to Hoffman. This is where Orange County has to dig a little bit deeper. San Diego, they're okay with however this game ends up. They've done their legwork. It would take a miracle for them to miss the playoffs now. Orange County, it might take a mini miracle to get into the playoffs, the exact opposite. Richard Chaplow mentioned he would never accept anything less than 100% from this crew, and that's motivation enough. Just playing for the respect and pride, restoring that respect and pride of this club after a lackluster middle of the season. Can they dig deep enough to come away with the 3 points tonight? Entering the last stretch of play here. That foul goes against Akoli. Got about 7 to go, plus stoppage time. We've seen a handful of stoppages here in the second half. Might be a loftier number. Ivan Gutierrez and Tommy McCabe into the match. Ian Hoffman, Dylan Powers, respectively, leave. All subs brought to you by MedEquip.
Really good pick out here from Richard Chaplow. Power goes off, was struggling towards the end of this game. We have that recovery run, that positioning. We put out fires for San Diego Loyal. McCabe is a player that's going to sit in that pocket, really clog the middle, clog passing lanes, but it's also very steady in possession. He's going to springboard this attack. The service to Iloski, to Okoli, Brian Iloski as well.
All the way through now for Conway from among! Conway! Is that going to deliver them 3 points on the team's third goal? San Diego comes from behind, and they have a lead.
I think we've been spoiled with all these finishes here, Joe. Ball starts out with the back line. The goalkeeper just putting this ball to the striker. At that soft spot that I've been talking about, Scandy doesn't deal with it nearly as good enough. Talk about what is good enough. This finish just ropes it to the top corner. No keeper in the world is stopping this from Conway. Gets it on his preferred left foot. Highs for that top corner where the Spider sleeps to give his team up. 3-2 towards the later part of this game. What a response from Landon Donovan and company.
Evan Conway delivers off the bench. It's his 5th of the year. Landon Donovan was extremely high on Evan Conway when they brought him in from USL League One title winners, Union Omaha. Landon raved about the talent in League One. So much of it goes unnoticed. Said Conway's a player with his talent that he can and will score wherever you drop him. Any team, any league, he'll score. And shame on a lot of other coaches for missing that and not seeing that in a player like Evan Conway. Delivers here. 4 remaining. Elton Garcia over for a chat with Richard Chaplow. He was beckoned over by the 4th official. Wonder if somebody is going to be removed from the game here. Well, just a yellow to an assistant coach. Oftentimes you'll see the referees get together like that. 4th official will point to somebody on the bench who might have said or done something. Center referee comes over and is instructed to give the red, but that time just a yellow. And here we go. Orange County, they led 1-0. It became 1-1. They led 2-1. It became 2-2, and that turned into a 3-2 deficit. Unfortunately for Orange County, this has been the way the season has gone in a lot of games this year, but they can get it right back now on the free kick.
And a topic of conversation throughout this game, Joe, has just been the goalkeeper stepping up, being that extra center back, playing, advancing another play into the midfield line, and it's a goalkeeper that breaks lines into this pass. Sumamong, when he finds that soft spot that I kept talking about between the lines, it's not been compact enough from Orange County. And you go down to the middle of the field, and now you're looking down. It's 3-2. It's an opportunity here just to put this ball right in front of that goalkeeper and cause a bit of confusion finding his box.
Good ball in, back post, it's just wide. Okoli might have gotten the last touch to it.
These are always tricky as a goalkeeper. Aiming for that back post. If someone touches it, maybe throws them off. If no one touches it, just squeaks into that far post. Brilliant opportunity here. Aralsko's going to want this one back. I think the traffic in front of him throws him off. Just trying to get a snap header. Any slightest of touches to throw Koke Vegas off.
Would have been something if it were Orozco to get the equalizing goal. Former teammate of Landon Donovan with the U.S. men's national team. Brian Iloski. Back through to Milan. Iloski already with 2 goals tonight. Clipped toward Okoli. Knocks it down. Brent Richards well underneath it.
And Richards, I think, makes the wrong decision here. He likes to go for glory. Always going to be, it's all ordered, going to get this ball in a half volley. Just put it back across, give your teammate a chance. It's always going to be rising, the off balance that you are.
Riley and Iloski had a clash of the heads there as we're in the 90th minute. Right there at the end, that last lunge for the ball. Lurching forward, Riley, his forehead met the back of Iloski's head. It's always fun to have a meeting of the minds when it's talking about something. Whether you're coaches or players, it's never fun to physically have a meeting of the minds like that. Waiting for the official word on stoppage time now. Said it might be lofty given the stoppages we've seen in this second half. Once the fourth official punches the numbers up, we'll find out. Zolfagari Law Firm brings you stoppage time. Told it's 6 minutes. Tacked down to the end here. Fourth official preoccupied by Cam Riley and keeping him off the field. Hasn't yet shown it, but we've received word that he will show the number 6. And as promised. Iloski. We posited the question early on, who would step up in the absence of Kyle Vassell? Again, no official word as to why. Could be anything, especially still in these times. You never know, something illness-wise, not saying that's what it was, but it happens. Last minute, all of a sudden, there's nothing. Not in the injury report, and then Donovan talked to us as if he was playing tonight. No official word as to why he's not, but you get the 18. You don't see Kyle Vassell's name on it. You wonder who's going to step up. It wasn't any one person. It was Grant Stoneman, a center back. It was Tomas Amang, who's your second leading scorer now with 8. And it was Evan Conway, who now has 5 and is 4th of the team in goals. 3 separate players step up, fill the void, and it might add up to 3 more points for San Diego.
Just tells you how deep this roster goes. The quality that you're able to bring on. Conway coming on the field, Carlton coming on the field. Embarrassment of riches for Landon Donovan.
Headed goalward. Albie Skendi hoping to see a teammate get on the end of it, but falls harmlessly into the arms of Coque Vegas. And with San Antonio only taking the 1 point tonight against Los Dos, it keeps them, I say keeps them as if it's not a big number already, it keeps them at 50 points. San Diego with this win would go to 43. So they've still got some climbing to do, San Diego, if they want that first bye. But they would only be 7 points back of San Antonio, and they play each other next week. So it's not out of the question. Brian Iloski weaving through. Almost got it through to Milan. One more change on the way. Cam Riley exiting the match. Oh, false start. They had 13 up on the board. Riley started making his way off, which was curious because he just came on. But it's Tomas Amon coming out for Nico Boxel, brought to you by MedEquip. Brent Richards gearing up for the long toss, gets it in the area of Coque Vegas, who's now down. He went down while the ball was in midair. Got back to his feet briefly and then went back down. It's going to be a corner for Orange County. Vegas is still on the grass, now gets to his feet. as Orange County wants to take it quickly. Brian Iloski swings it in, taking advantage perhaps of the injury to the keeper, still loose, and now the whistle blows against Orange County. Awkward sequence. Vegas just went down as if he had a cramp or something. Gets right back to his feet when he realized the whistle wasn't blowing and the corner was being taken. Yellow card now to Skendi. The stoppages we're seeing now in stoppage time. Who knows when the final whistle will actually blow.
As this ball's whipped in from Iloski, you see the goalkeeper go down. In the middle of your screen, not once, but twice. There's a lot of traffic on the 6-yard box. We'll give credit to the Loyal defending at all costs. I think Skendi brings it down, misses the ball, and gets a lot of Alejandro Guido. You just see the pain. Talk about an attacking player doing the dirty work as well. Getting into a dangerous situation. I think he gets the worst of that one, though. I don't think there's any ill will there from Skendi going for the ball, just misreads it. He gets Guido instead.
There's not much time left in this one for it to matter all that much. Maybe on the season cumulative yellow card total, but it's a harsh yellow card against Skendi there, unless he said something after the fact. Just a swing and a miss on an awkward volley that happened to catch the defender. He's shown a yellow for it. Brian Iloski goes down, draws the free kick. Could this be the last chance for Orange County? We mentioned we've seen stoppages within stoppage time, but the 6 given have come and gone. So now that whistle could come at any time from Elton Garcia. Bleachers double as instruments when the game gets tense. Fans stomping, making the noise. Is there a special ending in the cards for the County Line Coalition looking on? Chipped in, open space over the bar. It's out for a corner. Iloski swings it back post, loose in front. Claims of handball from Orange County. Looks like Elton Garcia got a foul in there and gave a yellow card to Milan Iloski.
A lot of action in the last couple minutes here, just whipping balls into dangerous situations. I think it's Evan Conway, last ditch defending effort, just putting this over the crossbar, and then you just see Milan Iloski coming over. Nico Vegas is beaten, to be fair. This misreads the flight of the ball. And Milan just tries to hit it on the hand of God, Diego Maradona. Is not the best at hiding it. Referee sees it the whole way through.
When will that whistle come? Elijah Martin with eyes on the corner. He's taken down hard. Cleanly. Into the 99th minute. Moon. The conclusion of a 5-goal thriller. San Diego twice battled back from a deficit. Evan Conway with an emphatic winner in the 85th minute. And the second-place team in the Western Conference picks up all 3 points tonight.
Really competitive game of football here. Difference was taking their chances, how clinical they were in that 18-yard box. There's so much talent here in this Western Conference on display tonight between these two sides. You're frustrated if you're Orange County not to walk out of here with 3 points. Not good enough on the defensive half of this match. You see Iloski, man of the match there for a reason, getting a brace, and what a brace it was. San Diego Loyal subs come onto games to make the change games. That's what Evan Conway did. Clinical finish, just roped into the top corner. There's nothing the goalkeeper can do. I'm talking about a team that is together, that has depth, that has an identity. That man right there has done a terrific job getting them on the same page. Orange County, you were really good. Just didn't have the support system getting to the final third, and then beaten on the end by a simple play.
Landon Donovan said the greatest aspect of the evolution of this San Diego Loyal side, or one of the best aspects of it, I should say, is their ability to pick up results regardless of what the performance looked like. It wasn't pretty tonight. They gutted it out, and they win this one 3-2. Final score presented by Ballast Point. We're back in just a moment to wrap this one up from Irvine. San Diego 3, Orange County 2.
I'm here at ProCode, the official training partner of Orange County Soccer Club.
Every athlete knows they have more potential inside them. At ProCode, we provide a custom training plan so you can unlock that full potential and perform your best when it matters most.
Awesome to see this much support from the traveling supporter section of San Diego Loyal, and the players go over to greet them after 3 massive points tonight and a 3-2 win over Orange County. It wasn't easy. Both teams had their moments tonight, and this one was the most incredible of those moments for Orange County. Take a look tonight at the incredible play of the match, brought to you by John's Incredible Pizza. This put Iloski in the Golden Boot lead.
And it's not even a run-up. It's a cutback on the standing foot. One step into it, top corner. It's a terrific goal. Such well-taken clinical finish from the lead, the Golden Boot leader at the moment in the USL Championship.
And then also gave him man of the match honors, brought to you by California Performance Co. No surprise when you score 2. And now again, to reiterate, you have 16 and you lead the league 1 day after his 23rd birthday. That's off to you, Iloski, but it wasn't meant to be in terms of the result tonight. Earlier in the match, Shuttler made this stop. Save of the match brought to you by UHSM to keep it where it was when they were in the lead. That's not how it would end, of course.
And it's such a timely save, not once but twice, to have the ability to get up. Extremely quick, get there before Evan Conway and just punch it away from danger. Really good save there.
Take a look at the full-time highlights tonight, brought to you by John's Incredible Pizza. There were plenty of them in a match where you have 5 goals. It started in the 10th minute with Iloski.
Just a ball over the top. The lack of defending here, lack of support in defending for Grant Stoneman and the San Diego Loyal. It's a bit of head scratching to Landon Donovan. And Iloski, when a man is in form, doesn't hit it as cleanly as he would like. but just gets that bounce by Koke Vegas, and there's a little bit of drawing that goes after it. This ball in here from Charlie Adams. The service for the Loyal was incredible. The quality that they have, a lot of dip, a lot of whip on it. Your Pedersen, you get beaten, not touch tight. Play off the shoulder. Your center back comes up and finds the back of the net to tie this game as we come out of the break. Milan Iloski creating a bit of something out of nothing, a bit of magic from the danger man in Orange County. Cut back, takes on about 4 or 5 Loyal defenders by himself. And then the top corner, there's nothing that Koke Vegas can do. There's nothing that any keeper in this USL Championship can do. Talk about a response. Landon Donovan talking about an identity, playing for your organization. Good ball into the back post from Charlie Adams. And then it's a textbook header from Among. Heads it down. When he heads it down, really freezes the goalkeeper, catches him sleeping on his heels, throws him off. And this is far too easy if you're Orange County. The lack of defending, the space that's given to this Loyal side, not dealt with good enough from Skendi. And then just ropes this ball in. And McConway hits it so pure, so clean. Has eyes for that top corner. Incredible.
Final stats brought to you by Salvi Law Group. We saw 27 shots, 11 on target, 5 goals, a couple of them spectacular. You name it, we had it in this game.
I think this game was won or lost in transition moments and getting into that final third. And once you got into that final third, how clinical can you be? Orange County, yes, you scored 2 goals. They were 2 individual efforts from Milan Iloski. He didn't really have that support system. Time and time again, you saw him, Okoli on the ball. They were on an island. It was 2 against 3, 2 against 4, 2 against 5. It needs to be better in moving as a cohesive unit. For Richard Chaplow, the San Diego Loyal, took you a bit to play yourself into this game, but once you started finding the rhythm, the confidence, your identity, you started to come over and you walk away with 3 points.
An outstanding evening of football on display between these two teams. Next week, San Diego, the big one. They're at home against San Antonio. And then Orange County is home against Colorado Springs. They have to have it now. They're in last place in the Western Conference, while San Diego is in second after another 3 points tonight. From broadcast partner Ricky Lopez Espin and the crew that makes this possible, I'm Joe Malva saying good night from Irvine. Plenty of action still on ESPN+. You can catch the last 15 minutes of Phoenix and Colorado if you switch over now. San Diego 3, Orange County 2. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.